Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with Mighty Nighty. Today, I have an exciting game to share with you played on Lichess between two unanimous players, both above 2200. Game starts out with Sicilian. Hyper-accelerated dragon, we have bishop c4. And here I saw rook f1. First moment of the game that made me go, what? I didn't understand this. Later I found out this is a mouse slip. They meant to castle. So that's a pity. Anyway, e6, d3, knight to e7, knight's connected, ready to thrust forward with d5, bishop f4, and d5, sure enough. Called for bishop b3, Called for bishop d3, b3, but the bishop goes to b5 here. a6, bishop now needs to take the knight. If it doesn't, if it goes to a4, it will get crushed. You take, I take. Bishop's gone. Sure, queen trade, doesn't matter. Bishop's still gone. Take the queen, king takes, even. Castle, okay, let's go back. Bye, bishop. So that is not allowed. So after a6, bishop for knight exchange, and we see pawns captured in the center. I don't know why White did this, taking on d5. It is top, but I wouldn't understand. I guess it's because just take the pressure off e4. I'm not really sure because it does open up black's bishop. So I don't know how that's good for white, but apparently the engine says it was top. And I can't argue with Stockfish. So queen d2, castle. And from here, it recommends queenside castle. Not played, it's bishop h6, rook e8 check, and the king must move. If you block with the knight, it's just ugly. Bishop takes on h6, you take, and what are you doing about this? From here, he just recommends you play king d1. Get off of the e-file, we see an exchange, and then maybe queen f6, and this is queen e7 maybe. It's what I would play if I were in this position. Queen e7, queen has to back off, and then it's just ugly. h2 pawn sucks, doubled and isolated f-pawns, your king stuck in the center, rooks looking kind of silly, black has the center. There is nothing good for white in this position. Nothing. So, king d1, bishop g4, bishop's traded, and queen f4. Now that the queen is not responsible for defending that dark squared bishop anymore, queen says, okay, let's attack the bishop. When you see queen d7, h3, bishop is kicked, goes back to e6, and d4. Trying to plant a pawn in the center, have some sort of say in what's going on here. Pawn goes to c4, and here knight e2 is played. Now, it says better is to play king d2, and I agree. Connect the rooks and get the rook on a1 in the game. Not played, though. Knight e2. I guess the idea, drift the knights towards the kingside. From here, it's knight g5, and then here's where I want to draw attention, because here's where things start to go wrong for black. And it's insane how quickly you go from a negative 3.0 advantage to lost. Black loses. It calls here for knight takes d4. I agree, why not take a free pawn? What's wrong with that? However, black does take a free pawn, but not the right one. He goes for bishop takes g2. He's still winning, but negative 1.9. Why? Because it opens up the rook's file to this king on g7, and we're going to see why that is so crucial. Calls for h6, and there's a reason it says don't move the bishop. Notice it says play h6, bishop stays. It says trade, and here, black is still winning. But the way it's played in the game, bishop e4, white is crushing at plus 20.2 because of knight h5 check. And black, you're lost. What do you do? If you take the knight, well, thank you. You're checkmated now. Only square is h8, hasta la vista. If you don't take, and you go to h6, well, same thing. Knight takes f7, double check. Only choice, take the knight, bye. So, you can't go to h6, you can't take. If you go to h8, checkmate. If you go to f8, which is what was played in the game, well, first we'll look at g8, actually. If you go to g8, it's queen f6. And how do you stop mate on g7? It says go for some desperata, bishop takes c2 check idea. And it says don't even take, just play king d2. And then we go for this computer-like sacrifice everything idea. Rook e2. And it says don't even take the rook, play king c3. Yeah, I agree. What is black going to do about this attack on mate threat on g7? Take the pawn, and then we just have a series of silly checks. You know, rook g3 maybe, or just take the queen even. It's over, mate in 10. So, that's not played. We see king f8. Knight takes h7 check. If you go to e7, it's mate. If you go to g8, then it's actually also mate, queen h6. What are you doing about this checkmate threat? If you play f5 or f6 to try to open up your queen's eyes to the to the 7th rank, f5 runs into rook takes g6. You're losing shortly. Mate in 2. Let me show you what this looks like. King h8, knight f6, queen blocks mate. And after rook takes g6, if you play king f7, well, it's just mate in 1. So, from here, after knight takes h7 check and king g8, if you don't play f5 to open up the queen, what else do you do? Bishop f3? Okay, king c1. Rook e8, just take it. And mate is coming. f5, same idea. Play knight f6 check here. And after king f7, don't even take the queen. Just checkmate him. Rook on e1 does the job of defending e6. But here, in the game, after bishop e4 and knight h5, we saw king f8. Knight takes h7 check. King e7. Queen f6. Checkmate. Beautiful game, I think. These two knights and the queen and the rook really do a number on this king. And notice that queen f6 checkmate, your own pieces block your way. The queen on d7, your most powerful piece, says, sorry, I block your square on d7. If the queen wasn't there, the king could run away. The rook on a8, not doing anything. The knight on c6, not helping your king. The bishop on e4, I mean, it was good for attacking, but it's just sitting there. None of your pieces really helped. And white didn't even have to use his rook on a1. And white didn't castle. But black supposedly had the safer king and got his head blown off. So, I love this game. Very beautiful game. But I'm curious what you guys think. Please let me know in the comments below what other types of content you would like to see. You know, puzzles or opening analysis, opening teaching. Just let me know. Thank you for watching, and that's all for now. Take care.